Just wanted to show you some of my hidden paper clips, and obviously I did not invent this craft. I've seen so many videos on different ways to make them, and so I've ultimately tried to put my own spin on it. But I'll just show you sort of where I've started and where I am now and where I may be going in the future with this. But a big question is, should I? Like, should I keep doing these videos and should I keep making these paper clips? Because it's, right now they're in this tin, but I do have a purpose for some of them. Like, I'm going to use my physical Bible more, and I think these clips will come in handy as opposed to, you know, like a digital one. So this is, these two are, I think these were the first ones I made, and I like these because I included this little flap. Let me show you how this clips on. And it's just really easy because, oops, just go right over the flap, and then I added this ribbon. And so these papers that I used to make these, the base is cardstock, and then I used my own rice papers from my collection to decoupage them. And so these papers are 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And yeah, and I had this leftover ribbon from when I used to make bookmarks. So, and these are hummingbirds. I put a different one on the front and the back. And this one is a little bit more of a decoupage where I used the words from a different paper. I think I used the words from, this one. Yeah, the word rejoice and the Bible verse. I just took it off of this actual paper because I think I had used those flowers for something else. And then this is a paper with this hummingbird by itself, so I used that. I don't know. Oh, there is something on. That's what I used that flower for, so I did put that flower on the back. So this is 2 different papers, and then the verse included, and the ribbon. So that's those 2. And then I learned how to make a matchbook hidden paper clip, and I love these. These are also using my decoupage papers, my rice papers, and this little bit of lace was from some of my mom's sewing things, so I put those across the top, and then little cardinals, like a little symbol for my dad. And this tree is actually right outside the window and it's blooming now, so it's a crabapple tree. And I took this picture. This one is AI, but this is an actual photo that I took. And there's nothing on the back. The clip is back here, so it's not hidden, so to speak. I mean, I guess I could hide it, but also let me just show you the whole point of a matchbook. You just open it up, and then you have your little papers inside. It's like a little matchbook, and then this goes back in like that. And so there's a video on how I made this as well. And these paper clips are from the Dollar Tree. And I like them because they come in so many different colors. And so this one is not, it's just a regular metal one, but I like the Dollar Tree paper clips to use with this craft. All right, so that's those. I'll just put them here. And then after I learned how to do the matchbook, oh, that's when I started doing the corner bookmarks. Let me see. Oh, that's where these, no, these are not hidden paper clips. These are the corner bookmarks. So let's see, let me get this cardstock. Oops. So like basically, let's see, where does this open? I used my rice paper as well, and for this, and then, you know, if you want to mark your page, you just put it on like that. And then, yeah, I used the same one on both sides, so you can just like mark your page. A little bookmark, corner bookmark. Same with this. Put it on your paper. Sits right on the corner. Mark your page in your book. And then these This is another one. Let's see. How did I do this one? Oh, this is the one that has a tab on it. So basically, even if I push down like this, it only goes down that far because it has a tab on the top. And there's a video on how I made these as well. And so, oh, and that's the trick. So if I want the tab on the top to stick out of my book, I put it on this way. And then if I want the tab on the side, so it'll stick out of the side of the book, then I put it this way. So I position the paper so that the tab will work, you know, depending on which way you have it, the orientation. And this is the same tree. I'm obsessed with this tree. I think I talk about this tree too much. This tree, it doesn't look like this just yet. It's March, mid-March as I'm filming this. And so this is how it looked when it was really in bloom. And then this was it maybe around the same time. Clearly I was taking a lot of photos of that tree, and I just do that sometimes. I literally walk under it with my camera and just like take pictures. But so that's the same tree. And so that's the corner bookmark. And then that sort of culminated in the big ones. When I say big, I mean these are a lot more time consuming. The wire wrapped hidden paper clip. I used to make jewelry, and wire wrapping was such a thing back when I started. And so I use this same paper as I think this one. Yeah, and oh, and then I put a little bit of paper on the other side. Yeah, because I'm going to use these for my seed packets because I have a garden, and that's where I have a lot of seeds. Not a lot, but enough. And then when I open the pack and I take the seeds out, I like to know sort of what I've done with the seeds. When I, oh God, they're blowing leaves next door. Hopefully you can't hear it. But anyway, this wire wrapped hidden paper clip, there's a video as well for this as far as how I made this. So this is a Dollar Tree paper clip, and these are glass pearls. And then I wrapped it with wire and wrapped the beads on. And I just love the way those look. So I did that one. And, oh, I did this one too. With this one I made a little wider, but it works the same way. And then I just started just playing with the wire wrapped paper clip idea. And so this one I wrapped, and I just haven't figured out what paper I want to put on it yet. And what I did was I added a clip inside in the center just to give it a little more structure. So it would be, you know, do its job. And so this, oops, I can't really see. Okay, so that goes on like that. So once I figure out how to decorate it, and I have these new papers that I made, I love. I think this one would look nice with this one. Oh, I really do think that would be nice. And I might give them away. I have a little small event coming up soon, and I might give these away. I think that would be nice. So I've got, yeah, these are some of my newer ones. And these are like fall, but people buy fall all year round. I even planted some sunflower seeds so that I can get my sunflowers started, because last year I had some really huge sunflower. Oh, and then I also did this one. That's just the wire and no beads. So what I'm thinking about doing with this is adding the beads to the bottom so they dangle like a chandelier earring. But we'll see how that goes. Because that's the question. When do you stop? Do I just keep making these? How much is enough with these paper clips? And I don't know how much you want to see, but if you want to know how I made this, you know, you can comment below. Because I do want to make even maybe a double decker where there's one here and then like there's another one underneath it. And I don't know, but I do like if I flip the wire so that the loops are on the bottom, then I can hang beads, and then they, if you wiggle it, they'll dangle, and I think that would be really cute. And I also did this that has a coil, and this is one that's just not even close to finished yet, but the thought was that the little beads would sit on top like that. But yeah, that's, I just keep going and going and going. And then, and then this is another one that I did where the beads are sort of wrapped underneath. And then what I might do is just add a little dangle bead here. So the guy's blowing leaves next door, and it's kind of annoying. So I'm going to stop this video. Oh, and this is one where I went way too far. When I was first figuring out how to do this, it's kind of funny. But, so I'm not even sure where the paper would go on this. I'm going to do this really quick. Oh, the paper would go under here to clip on. So I think that looks really cute. But, so there's, I put this on the back, and it has a little paper to write on. And then there's more paper. There's a little extra paper under here. And then I went a little too far, and I made this. I added even more paper here, so if I needed to write on here, but then took it even farther, and there's a little tiny little piece under here. So it's like, at what point have you just gone too far? But I was in a hotel room waiting for something or something to happen. I don't know what I was waiting on. I was with my sisters on a trip, and they weren't around or something, and I was just playing. But yeah, that's a little over the top, but anyway. So those are my hidden paper clips, and I do think it would be cute to do a chandelier hidden paper clip with something like this, where there's like maybe even 2 layers of just like dangle, like beads dangling from here and dangling from here. But how much is enough, and at what point does a craft just go too far? Is there a point where you should just stop and just, I don't know, but I enjoy it. So you tell me what you think below. Should I do the chandelier paper clip with the little dangly beads, or should I just stop and just move on to something else? But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't joined my Facebook Decoupage group, there's a link below, and I'd love for you to join me over there. And have a great day. Thanks.